don't really think that's where T1 were going with this, even though the wall is also decent. I'm gonna go Night Stalker. All right.
Okay.
Instant counter pick.
Tied. Okay. So, Night Stalker.
T1's still low on that burst, right? Night Stalker gives them a silence, which is nice against Morphling. If you get the dagger, then you can catch him before he gets off attribute shift, and maybe you can find a kill that way. It is going to be played by Cuckoo, so Carl will be going mid on the Dragon Knight, which gives you a... I still think a kind of rough matchup. I'm curious to see how it actually plays out. This last pick tied. I like it. I like what IG is bringing here for the first game. It looks very stable. T1 needs to play a little bit more explosive in the mid game. Use the relocate and Night Stalker, find hook shots. I love Whitemon's Clockwork though, I've got to say. I really like to see when 5-position Clockworks understand that dying is a part of the game on that
They're
hero.
used to that one.
That is seriously what Clockwork 5 does. He goes in, he sets up the fight, and if you die tanking key spells, that is the best you can play. If they get the daggers late because their lanes go poorly, then I'm afraid that they're just going to get overpowered.
你这么菜，你的队友不会生气吧？你这么菜，你的队友不会生气吧，哥哥？你这么菜，你的队友不会生气吧，哥哥？你这么菜，你的队友不会生气吧，哥哥？
It would be Clockwork. It would probably be Clockwork Gyro, actually, in the safe lane. And then Io Night Stalker off lane, and Dragon Knight mid. And for IG, we're probably looking at a mid Lina, ET5 together with Morphling, and then Lion Tide off lane. For now, with how the heroes are moving, it might just be completely default setup for both teams.
Oh, if you're just joining us, welcome, friends, to game 1 of the 2-game series. IG and group stage. We are finally here for TI-10, and they're very, very excited. IG is posturing, but now, ever since they made this change to the game where it's nighttime and 0 seconds, has actually amazing. It's one of the... I don't know if it's overlooked per se, but it's been one of the
underappreciated.
Not exactly.
Underdog.
It's an underdog change.
This was a change that nobody thought would win.
That's right. It's captured the hearts of millions of people.
I agree. I think it's nice. It makes things spicier and more interesting to start. Cuckoo is
backstabbing here. He's gonna find Emo, but Astral Spirit is, well, it's Ollie and company. Why they're doing? Yeah, they're gonna have to back up now with that battery. Still very, very scary here. LS8 not gonna be able to connect. Nice spacing there for T1. His homing missile is gonna connect. This is gonna be first blood going the way of T1. Start for them.
MMR is Zephyr. Ollie used a Fairy Fire, and therefore the last hit didn't go on Cuckoo. I don't know if that was the point, or if he was hoping to survive there, but
bounties are available at each respective spot. So. Is this, you were talking about E-Blade Blade game, you think?
I think so. I mean, not necessarily first item, but I do think it just has a lot of value because you're against Dragon Knight, you're against Io. These are heroes you want to keep in first with magic. And you have so much synergy with it. There's better assault damage here from Whitemon, but not going to be enough. And obviously, you're playing against Tidehunter with Ring of Health as well as another.
Earth Spike with the Laguna Blade coming out from Emo into the Hex as well. He's so tanky. Carl pops his ult and then dies instantly. But the TPs from Whitemon are here. Nice block from Kaka. Looks like it's going to save Emo's life as a result. That's a Dragon Knight ult down and the instant death.
And the TP. T1 Tower's top is half, mid is almost down like we talked about, and bottom is also half. So a lot of potentially unclaimed gold that could come IG's way in the next 5 minutes, as well as obviously the more important map control, just pushing the waves further.
What do you think at 20 Savage's build? He went Falcon Blade on the gyro, going for Diffusal. He has Pig Pull, thank you.
Very common pickup against Morphling.
What, the Pig Pull?
Yes. When you're against Morphling, you specifically find Pig Pull. I think Diffusal Blade is just specifically targeted item against him.
Second kill up, there's the finger, then Cuckoo pops his ult, and is
a little bit in the tank for these kills. It was the same with the Laguna Blade earlier, but you will cross that threshold eventually, especially if Morphling goes, leave their smoke. Maybe actually this one between the mid tier 1 and tier 2 tower for T1 I do think was off the back of a smoke. It's very hard to get this one in without that. But they don't seem to be able to convert this ward into a mid move, which is what they want. They want to catch mid so they can take tower. They're going to get a hook shot top though.
Support for now. Emo gets out of the meantime. Looks like it might be a trade of support. Whitemon will actually live through the day. So relocate from Zephyr coming in as well. Find anything on top of that. Dead Kaka for now.
It's something. In the meantime, Carl is pushing bottom. This is a really good play from T1. You want to make sure this Dragon Knight ulti gets to mute. It's taken very long for them to activate. I think they would rather be pushing the mid-tier one with the ward they placed and then turn it into a fight with their dagger. But at the very least, they find a pick and they use it to push structure. So this is very good for them. Going to open up the map a bit. Looks like Carl will... Oh, he's actually hesitating here, worried that he is getting TP'd on because IG's heroes stopped showing top. But I think he will find his confidence now. Obvious. Here's a replay.
Using the Tumbler's toy. I don't think he was in range to get stuck. Nice usage either way. Has a quick bind, I'm sure. You know, a good hotkey choice. We have to investigate what that is later. Copy that. That's what you do to get better.
What Emo does, just type question.
Looks like gonna find the easy kill. Nice attempt on the hook shot onto the neutral creeps. First stack, I believe, for Kaka is Big Death. Yep, 23 Savage now in triangle. He gets scanned. Back away to 5e sensing.
And worth noting is the value of the net worth, right? Like, we like talking about the graph and what it means that, you know, this hero is rich and this hero is poor, but it's not always that binary. It's also about, like, how much is the gold worth. IO's mech is an insane net worth.
That's a Ravage and that's a dead Cuckoo. All right,
okay.
Elder Titan ult used as well. My goodness. There's a double dead corpse, I believe. Carl TP's out.
He got overkilled by a lot.
What if that was a thing? That would be interesting.
An overkill counter.
You spawn with less HP.
I do think right now with the net worth, I would love to see T1 fight with no Ravage. I think this is a great move, and they're going to make use of the reward if they find Emo.
Emo pops the BKB instantly. Looks like everybody's going to be safe as a result, unless a hook shot next here.
Waited for a blink stun from DK there.
Going to get hit by this homing missile. So the sacrificial lamb for IG, but honestly, that's not that bad.
No, if you're IG, this isn't too bad if you hold mid tier 1.
It did cost him the full charge of the BKB.
It did. They're going to glyph mid. The Dark Ascension still has a decent amount of time left on it. They might have to give this tower up, actually. All right, nice for T1 to grab this and equalize the tower score. Good reads from both teams, right? Essentially, the trade-off here is the mid-tier 1 for the Aegis. That's what happened. They knew there was no Ravage, so they made their move. And then IG knows there's no Darkness or no Dark Ascension, so they make their move. And both moves are successful. Now, what are you going to use this Aegis for? So we did see Fly go for the E-Blade. He did follow through and only get the value Yasha and actually queuing up BKB. His burst now is nasty.
Oh boy, they're gonna Hex 23 Savage right off the bat. Finger of Death to follow, and Zephyr trying to go for the save, but it's not to be. As well, so a very nice smoke gank after the Roche was taken from IG.
They didn't even E-Blade.
Yeah, they didn't do, I mean, they didn't spend that much.
They used like 2/3 of their damage and he still died.
What are your thoughts on Aegis for Flyfly instead of Emo?
Good against DK.
Yeah.
See it. It's a very popular item right now.
Yep. The up-and-comers, for sure. Flyfly now, still with that Aegis, obviously. Hitting this tier 2 tower. See what T1 wants to do. There's heroes. Better smoke. There's the instant initiation from Carl. Damage to actually blow up Flyfly now. He's getting his attribute shift off. Kaka jumps in with the impale. Now the inside the pocket. The Emo BKB. That is a dead Cuckoo right off the bat. It'll be a 2-for-1 exchange for now. 4-staff to safety. JT. Reset here for IG, who still have that Aegis in.
Very good Ravage. Cuckoo obviously unable to BKB. He was caught by the Lion Stun. They BKB on the Gyro only, so it was a 4-man Ravage. Dragon Knight didn't get his off. They take an okay-ish fight. Honestly, not really a travesty for T1 either. They end up not losing their tower in all of this. 30 seconds. So there is a small window to take another massively favored fight with that second life on Morph. And we'll probably have the BKB for that.
Arl, he gets off the stun. We got Io coming in as well. out Emo. They have the vision. There's the hook shot. That's going to be an easy kill. Very nicely layered there from T1. A little sneaky gank, if you will. And that's 60 seconds. Essentially, you're deleting that from the age.
Yep, that's true. That should...
See a replay here. There's that big old Ravage.
It is.
Killing definitely bounced. But mostly on the back of the 5-man smoke. So yeah, they're timing this pretty on the dot here. The Aegis is going to... seconds.
They will be unaware about the BKB though, and that could catch them really off guard. They need to be careful how they jump Fly, because if it's just the Night Stalker starting again... Oh, they might catch him here though.
Might. Fly in the river. 23
they're too
Savage.
far.
They don't have mission.
The heroes are on the other
position.
side. Yeah, they were looking at the bottom half with the Night Stalker and Dragon Knight.
Might want to still go though. Whitemon posturing for a hook shot. They would go for... Oh! The high ground as Kaka's going to get caught by Cuckoo. There's the BKB with the crippling grid. Looks like they'll clean up the line very easily. Now it's a Fly potential. Far on the backside. Dragon forms. Cuckoo's BKB is now dissipated. There's the E-Blade. Cuckoo has to try to catch this a bit. Shot now going to connect onto Emo. The Kaka pushing it back in. 23 seconds. A lot of damage. BKB is safe for a second. Look at the HP regen, but it's not going to be enough to save him. And Emo able to Shadow Blade out to safety. Some way, somehow lives. Double kill for Fly now as he continues just destroying kids left and right.
T1, it gives them a clear path into the next fight. Kill Lion, you have that man advantage guaranteed. And I do think they should do what they did again. If they can find Night Stalker an opening on Kaka, it is a super high impact play. Ravage unexpended there, by the way. Noting, I think it was uncool.
Might have been tail end there. See a 5-man smoke. One, they have vision here. They get... Pops the BKB, gets the stun off. They're going to focus on the Lion again. Looks like they'll be successful yet again.
This is very good for T1.
Stop onto 2 though. I would say he's going to connect the Luna Blade. They're going to be able to destroy Cuckoo in turn, so it's a 1-for-1.
Okay, it was very good.
It was, but...
Probably just hang around here, wait for the respawn, and I think T1 has to fight them for it. I don't think you can give this Aegis up. Roach number 2.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything, right? They have Night Stalker ult, they have Hookshot, and get vision constantly with this rock.
Shard 2. Actually,
Shard.
I feel like it's kind of cute to give the Shard to ET in this game, but the Lion one is also good. The reason the ET one is cool is he's playing with a lineup, so
JT gonna get his watch out for this counter chase. Off the Hex, there's the Ravage onto several heroes, but 23 seconds off the BKB and just right-clicking to his heart's content. 2 for 2 as the buyback comes out now from the Tidehunter. JT back to the fight very shortly. Emo on the high ground, be able to finish off Whitemon pretty easily. Now that all this has been expended, we're going to focus everything on the 23 Savage. He's going to get destroyed. Cuckoo with very little HP. Looks like he'll get out, but this likely means a free Roche for IG.
it's bad news for T1 when you lose a fight where your Gyro has Satanic and DD. You can get on top of them and remove that armor, so Morph can just blast them immediately, right? During a Hex, for example. I think it's cute, but at the same time, maybe the risk-reward isn't good enough for it. Because you're also putting yourself in an awkward position, right?
It sounds more like a core build,
yeah, when he has Ag, if he had the Scepter, I think they would give it to him on the spot.
All right, so right as usual, to your elders here.
If he had it on ET, if he had the Ag Scepter, they would have given it. Trust me. Source, trust me.
All right, if he had 6,000 gold worth of items, in addition to what he has, plus what...
I have no idea what that makes me.
Just listen.
Yep, listening.
Yeah,
learned nothing. All right.
As a tier 3 tower down, Flyfly is doing so much damage with the addition of Emo at his side. And with his Aegis, I can't blame Team 1 for not even attempting. Still, with the Aegis, plenty of time. IG just go for another set.
Yeah.
I think the issue with that is that it ends up being a waste when Night Stalker blinks on. Can't do anything.
Go Scepter for that at least, so you can outlive that and then maybe monitor in the follow-up.
So the Void is going to do like 800 damage? And that's the math.
Yeah. I mean, so far everything you've said about numbers has been like 100% off.
Just ignore the numbers and just listen to what I'm trying to say. Not very eloquently, but no. Tier 3 down again.
Waveformed into the rocket, a little bit of mistake there, doesn't matter though.
Good effort.
And it's just going to keep pushing. They still have a 2 siege
as well. There's BKB from Carl on the back line. They're going to be able to take out Ollie right off the bat. Very nice. They have to fly back into the game now. Trying to find somebody in the back line as well, but be the clockwork for now. So I think T1 probably back to the high ground they go is the relocate to just avoid the homing missiles through. And with that BKB dissipating now, IG in prime position to take not only a second rack, but potentially the game.
They know the relocate's coming back. Nice stomp timing there.
There's the Ravage to follow it up. It looks like that's going to be an easy peasy kill into 23 Savage. He does have buyback though. Carl going to get connected. There. Try to go on him. The Cuckoo jumps in with the crippling spear, but has to back away immediately. Just doesn't really have that much presence. Now the BKBs are down. Echo Soft's going to connect on 23-7, who just TP'd in. Then a triple kill from Blacklight and a dieback onto 23 Savage. So game one. The laning stage didn't go that well for T1, but they did come back. Yeah. They had good presence. But it just felt like they had one hero that was good five. A lot of others did.
I think they play largely the same game, you know, aura-based carry that wants to fight, and then you ravage. With that logic, Snapfire's also okay, but I'm missing the tower damage here. Missing what T1 is going to do.
They're going to get shard on Roche. Tide.
Yeah. I think your last hero ideally wants tower damage just so you can give Luna and Tide the type of fight they want, because over on IG's side, they don't have tower damage either. And a hero like Ember and Doom, they love skirmishes, but the team fights aren't necessarily that easy.
Hell yeah. I love Troll, Cinderin. Hell yeah. This is a hero that's fallen off the freaking face of the earth.
I was gonna say Bat Chest there, but you weren't get that. But
is that an emote?
Yeah. It's the way you said it. It's very...
Thank you for showing how much of a boomer
I love Troll.
I love Troll. I do. Great hero.
I am tainted by Twitch chat forever.
One of the most polarizing ults in the game.
Yep, for sure. 2 minutes, a lot of time for T1 to figure this out. Traditional picks that are very good against Troll are Disarms, Pugna. You have Storm, who's going to mid. You could technically play a Pugna support or offlane without fetched.
What about some
Shadow
push
Demon,
with Shadow Shaman?
Band. Shadow Shaman could work.
You got the instant hex for Ember. If you get Blink, then you Ross the worst push.
Yeah, Shadow Shaman doesn't bad in those. Yeah, really annoying matchup. So
I mean, a lot of heroes don't like playing.
Yeah, and that's why it's a good pick. Really wondering if this last pick support or if the for Zephyr. And your last pick Cuckoo is something else here that has a good time against Troll. Bat Rider is in the pool, but you are facing a Baton once again. But Bat is really good against every other hero basically IG has. Maybe you consider that. You could even put it mid. That way you make sure it doesn't face the Baton, but that would put your Storm Spirit in the side lane, which isn't unplayable, but it's not great. You should T1 definitely going over the options here. It's a minute and a half now. They obviously won't need later.
It won't get added on to next game.
No. Not. I wonder what they're juggling between. I do think solving Troll should be a requirement for this hero. Troll is very good against Luna, I think. And you can't really guarantee to control him with the Tide because of a Baton. Your last hero need to be able to do something to the Troll. Mm-hmm. That was why my mind went to Bat Rider, because it's like the classic counter. Troll.
Back to Night Stalker.
Sold.
So it is going to be support Tide then?
It felt like you spent 2 minutes picking a bad lane, right? Like, yeah. Night Stalker hates Troll. It's a really bad lane. So, you're effectively giving Fly a good start. Does not mean you're playing bad. It really depends on what your strategy is trying to accomplish and what. Looking at T1's lineup again, though, compared to last game, some similarities, right? Where's the playmaking? It's the Storm. Night Stalker needs items to really make powerful plays or initiate them.
And Tide is position 5, so
Tide is
he
5.
Will not get items.
You have no other catch, right? Snapfire is a follow-up. And on the other side, you have Lion Ember.
Like, I'm not saying that a core Snap makes sense here, but the Ags, in terms of the initiation, that's where Tide 5 makes a lot of sense. Man.
Yeah, that could have been cool.
Maybe Zephyr get a little bit more fun where you the tree line. will be good to go. So, talk to me about Troll Warlord, because I absolutely love this hero, but he has been basically unpicked for God knows how long now.
Yeah, quite a while.
And I mean, I know the talents got redistributed a bit for him, but in terms of just actual changes, remembering what he's such a forgotten hero here. As we're going to see the bounty rune spawn, T1. Looking like they're going to get it, and they do. Looks like they will get 3 out of the 4, I believe. This Fly doing a good amount of damage to Cuckoo.
Could have actually grabbed the other bounty, but he was not sure that that was safe territory.
Blessings
so it's
upon
just
a
gonna
loyal
settle
warrior.
for such a polar. Bottom lane, Cuckoo's in trouble.
Getting chased
We'll
a bit
get away.
here. Made it sound really exciting, and he wasn't even close to dying.
He had a lot of stick charge.
The Earth Spike here for 23 Savage. Harassment. Doing just fine right now. 18-4 versus the Troll, so basically a wash. And yes, discrepancy.
I wonder what happens
runes
to
now.
bottom lane point. Kind of weathered the storm and did a good job down here. Question is the payoff.
Savage getting pressured. The Hex is there with JT applying a lot of pressure. Oh, the Fairy Fire keeps him alive just a little longer, but it's not going to be enough. First blood goes the way of Kaka himself. Fly, like we talked about, he's taking heavy damage right now, but with Ollie in the vicinity, he's getting perfectly fine. In fact, try to turn this a bit. Product shield now.
Nighttime's coming up. The good news for Troll in this lane, even at nighttime, is that a lot of the time you can just pop Whirling Axes. Are a little bit on cool. Small one.
Earth Spike here into the Hex as well. JT with that Scorched Earth. Enough for a kill. He's going to try to turn this around with the Lucent Beam. Looks like it's going to be enough to get the kill on Kaka instead. Pressure now into the bot lane, Fly. Be a 1v2, but Ollie is on his way back. I need a Photic Shield. I need Mist Coil. Pretty costly for him. Still doing quite well. He's going to jump now with Cookie to come to fruition.
Oh, he's out of
Fly
mana.
gets his ult off, and now Carl in a wrong place, wrong time again. Fly. Looks like they get credit for that kill. He might be brought down shortly after finally ult is down. Pops the Fairy Fire. Not going to turn this around to Cuckoo. Gets the Whirling Axes off Emo. The other side of the trees, and Cuckoo has to pop that ult to make sure he can go up to the terrain. I thought that was going to be at least a kill onto 23 Savage.
Storm deaths like those hurt so bad.
Yeah, that's 2 now.
It's such a snowbally hero by nature. He's effectively delaying his Orchid by maybe 2 minutes with this stake.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to fall here. More than likely, IG just relentless once again. They're just going to keep shoving. And I think they also have a siege creep top that's going to push, so they might even make their next move there. Paimon?
Get the Impale into the Hex as well. They're doing a lot of damage, but there's a big Ravage coming in. See, with the pressure from the backline on that Snapfire, doing ridiculous amounts of damage. They'll find the Kaka kill. Ult is finally popped from Ollie. Just getting blocked now. See if they have enough damage to take him out eventually. Looks like they will. Carl looking to get credit for that one, as there's the Cookie to help close the gap. And that is a second kill for them. And the tower somehow survives.
All right. Yeah, they chose to open up on the Tide under his tower. I don't think that was the play there from IG that gets punished very easily by T1 with that Ravage turnaround.
Looks like it's going to be likely a deny to come in for T1. Successful at that.
Not bad.
Bottom lane, bot lane, crippling fear. It turned on though. Fly and Kaka. Looks like they'll have enough damage in all likelihood with that Finger of Death. Indeed. Fly going for the Maelstrom, by the way, went for the Falcon Blade first.
It doesn't upgrade into anything. It's just a value item that you have that gives damage, mana regen, and health. So it's very nice stats for carries, obviously. But since it doesn't upgrade, you can't really... You need value for it, right? It's a similar path that items like Bracer, Great Band... Okay, we'll get there later. Emo.
Crippling Fear. Oh man, the Ember's absolutely decimated. Emo gets blown up. Carl basically out of mana, but damage has already been done. JT on the run now. Do they have enough cash? The Lucent Beam's going to keep him in place just for now. And that's a double kill for Carl, as Ollie not able to keep his allies alive. Looks like he's going to be the third brought down in this mini engagement in favor of T1.
T1 are definitely bringing the numbers. Fights, very nice. For Whitemon, but Emo's going to try to get it on his own. Orchid.
That's the Orchid reveal right now, but looks like Fly will be fine for now, as Carl has very little mana to speak of, but Kaka in pretty bad position. Loosen Beam, and the Void enough to take him out.
Cost him the tower. Not having his best start, is a very explosive player on Ember. He's had some standout performances, but this time has been slowed down in his tracks. And keep in mind, with the Storm Orchid now online and Emo not even remotely close to a counter item, even more pressure on Ollie to make all the right.
What would you want on
plays.
him? Like, we've seen Yules in the past. I think doesn't feel very good on the hero.
I think Yules is probably decent, but maybe BKB is necessary here just to protect yourself from crippling fear as well.
Yeah. And again, yep, Ollie, the sacrificial lamb. The cookie to keep him in place, so maybe yet another death for him. If you're IG, that's the hero you kind of wanted. That. Yeah. A nice smoke here from T1. If IG are not careful, they could be brought down, but feel it with that scan. Yep. Although, whose scan was it?
That was Radiant. It is the obvious move for T1, in all fairness, though. You have 4 heroes that just made a kill there in the top half of the map. They're not pushing the top wave, so they're not going for the tower, so... Plays the same ward as last game as well, by the way, worth noting.
Scan
the
again.
one at the tier are in mid. It's once again down.
2 smokes now that have been countered by the scan.
Whitemon is showing.
We get initiated on by Kaka, but the Kraken Shell doesn't activate. Troll has to pop his ult to stay alive as Whitemon very low, but it looks like JT and Kaka take a tumble. That means IG on the run. Fly gonna get brought down as well, and this is looking like a big disaster fight for IG. The Emo just doesn't have the damage to fight, and Ollie just not enough to keep his team alive right now. And it looks like the usual slow death for Abaddon, although yeah, they don't want to chase any further foes. I didn't realize he still had his ult.
Have IG not watched DSJ's videos?
On that Luna, for sure. This is not where you want to be as Troll. He's going to get initiated on. There's the Orchid to silence him, and he is very close to dead. In fact, Cuckoo just finishes him off in styles. JT is going to be collateral damage at this point, and T1 on a roll. It's only a 2k net worth lead, but it's probably more if you put in the Doom consider.
Yeah, it's definitely a sizable advantage, and you imagine the Radiant call now is, okay guys, calm down, we need B, right? Like,
Cuckoo pops the ult. Ollie's going to be the first target for now. Just probably want to pop that Aphotic Shield, or the ult I should say. TP out. Looks like they're not going to find one outstart here. Ollie finally ult goes up, but they find the Troll in the trees, and even expending Mortimer's Kisses. Down he goes, and that is a celebratory belch from Mortimer himself onto the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, if you saw how far that glob was shot, that's about half the distance.
At first item, Aghanim Scepter on Tidehunter support. That is awesome. That is so cool. Holy crap. So that gives you the wide AoE of Gush. So you can just hit everybody, basically. It's going to be confusing when they Ravage, because he has that cosmetic that looks like he's gushing. But
I've always loved this act.
It's great. I love it.
I love the AO Gush.
What are the talents that he took, if you don't mind, Mr. Observer?
10%
All right, Gush slow. All right, you got to go Gush damage and Gush armor. And then sadly, 25, there is no Gush. So you just don't skill the level 25 talent. As a position 5 type. Ooh. All right, that is...
Oh, they do get the Hex. Bit of miscommunication here.
Definitely some miscues here from T1's side, but Kaka's still going to be the one that gets caught out. So you can see, they're even able to make some mistakes like that and still come out on top just because of the advantage they...
If JT had cast the Doom, that might have been a kill. He pump faked it because he wasn't sure they were connecting, and then Kaka went on it, but then Doom doesn't have Dagger, so they can't really follow up, and this could be really costly.
You're going to see Ollie on the high ground here.
Hasted.
Just trying to create as much space as possible, as is his job as Abby. But that actually saves Roche, basically.
You are the only person in the world calling a bad an Abby.
We're allowed to mispronounce everything. I think that's the precedent set overall. So in terms of itemization for T1, Cinderin, are they waiting for anything specific?
They got the NSBKB. They're going now.
Okay.
This is honestly, this is a good time for IG to have a comeback fight. I'd say comeback. Like, they're not very far behind, but they have the triple BKBs online and all spells except Finger, which I don't think is a requirement here if you get the right Doom on. You Doom Tide pre-Ravage or you Storm, I think you have a really good shot in this upcoming fight. Smoke.
I mean, momentum, you're talking about the net worth not being that
Double
big of a
smokes.
difference.
Instant
They're
break
gonna
on
run into
Kaka.
each other. Cuckoo knows. He's gonna get Hex right off the bat into the Impale to follow. Carl jumps in with that BKB, and BKB's popped by both teams, in fact. It's Ollie trying to tank as much damage as possible. JT looks like he's being able to clean up Zephyr pretty easily. Carl, very low on mana. They really want to take out Ollie first. You can see that that is their game plan right now. The 2-for-1 to start this fight is Fly. Try to re-engage, potentially has his ult, but there's the Whitemon ult. It's going to connect successfully. They're going to kite Fly as a result, and now he's just stuck in his ult form inside the pit. And that is going to be an easy cleanup crew for T1. You can see the Doom already applied and basically doing nothing against the Storm Spirit here as JT gets the hoof stomp off. He's going to drop to his death as well. So a 4-for-1, a terrific fight from T1. Question is, do they have enough HP to take out Roche now?
Before the Ravage, this is a really good Ravage, by the way, from Whitemon. Perfectly. As the Doom goes out on the Storm, protects him entirely. Count out Fly. I think this fight is very different if Doom accepts that stopping Snap ult is enough, and gets back down. But it's a hard call to make at the moment for sure.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
So into the Roche pit they go, but there's a smoke from IG. Counter initiation is on the table here. Oh, JT jumps in with a hoof stomp. Gets off the Infernal Blade. They're going to be able to blow up. 423 Savage is donezo along with Zephyr. So 2 for nothing. A great initiation there from IG. And they're going to get even more, and they will get Roche as a result. Holy Jesus, what a turnaround. Something like that? Like a 3K swing,
If
maybe?
we remove Devour entirely here?
Yes. If it was any other like off-laner.
It's probably something along those lines, yeah.
But with the Aegis advantage, this means that buildings will go down, so IG will likely, I guess, effectively tie it up as a result of this item, in theory at least. But there's a 5-man smoke from T1. The tower will fall here.
Yeah, nice wraparound here from Cuckoo. He's getting a great angle.
For JT, potentially Fly. All right. So they want the Lion first. They're going to focus on him, but there's the Doom applied to Cuckoo. And it looks like he's going to take out very shortly. There's the Ravage coming in from Whitemon. Connects onto several heroes. Going to be one dead for now in the Lion. Emo, looks like he's going for the outskirts of the Zephyr kill here. Will be successful in doing so. Still with the Aegis online, and T1 expended a lot for this and didn't really get that much. That means the tier 2 tower will finally fall.
Effectively kind of a Doom for Ravage.
Oh my god, Cuckoo. BKB TP, will it be enough? Oh my god, he dies! Oh, that's a BKB charge. He got so greedy with the neutrals. Oh no. Oh, good lord, that is unfortunate if you're a T1 fan.
That's 1,000 gold for Doom.
Yikes.
That was a solo kill.
Probably the window of opportunity to take advantage of having that second life on Troll, who, like you said, gets kited so freaking easily. Carl jumps in, looking for Emo with a crippling fear to follow, but he has to pop his BKB, gets the Searing Chains off onto 2. Ollie's in the vicinity as well. Looks like Carl's going to get out to safety, though. Doesn't have much mana to work with. Attempting to TP out will be successful. Cuckoo in the meantime. Yep, the Doom will cancel it. That means 2 BKB charges for Cuckoo have actually just been wasted. Although I guess trading for a Doom is something. It's better than the original one.
It's something, but that still doesn't feel good. You know you're going to lose the tower now, most likely. Without your Night Stalker in fight. This, and they're actually just going.
JT jumps in with the hook stomp, pops the BKB as well with the Finger of Death. They're going to be able to blow up 23 Savage very easily. And Carl trying to do as much as he can, but he's all alone now. And T1 are just falling apart at the seams here in the last like 5 minutes. They don't look the same from the rest of the game. Just completely falling apart.
That's the BKBs. That's it. That was that one thing that IG needed to start winning literally every fight.
Yeah.
They got it, and they just get the job done. Nice ball lightning there, but not quite enough. The wave is going to come in. Aegis regeneration will go off, so Flyfly will be full HP.
It's going to be at minimum 1 Rax.
Yeah, this is something Troll is good at. We found it. We found the thing Troll is good at.
With Abaddon as well. Don't forget the Curse of Avernus. Look at that extra attack speed. What a beast at Burden. Alright, so we're going to get mid. Going to transition to top attention. No, they're going to jump in. It's going to force the buyback onto Luna potentially, but no. Cuckoo gets force-staffed to safety, but not safe enough apparently. Dies right in front of his Ancient. So they're going to hold on to the buyback, but that's another 20-second discrepancy you have to wait for the Night Stalker to come back. When we talk about the Ags, it's, I mean, in theory good for high ground defense, but you need some buildings, you need some heroes in addition. So this is going to be 2 sets of racks for IG when it was looking very favorable for T1 in this game. Also jumping in. All right. Now that Luna's come back. See the Mortimer's Kisses as well. Fly pops the BKB. and with no way to actually stop that TP, they'll be successful in getting out. Ollie, though, again, sacrificial lamb, that's the hero you want for it. Abby is dead. You don't see that very often in position 5.
Stone, baby.
That's true. It's a really good Ags, too. Basically, anytime your ult is popped, you will heal your entire team. Pretty nice. So yeah, it looks like IG is definitely in the driver's seat, and remember, this is the group stage, so only the first series. Every team's gonna play each other. T1, one of those teams that we weren't really sure about. Like, we thought the Animajor, they were doing very, very well. It looked like one of the best teams in the world, in fact, and then kind of dropped off a bit since then, so see if they're able to bounce back if it's game here.
Managing to force out the Dark Ascension there is Emo, which is big because this opens up for a potential Roche attempt. As soon as that expires, I think IG should just chill. Wait it out. If that ends, you can
actually buy Ags right now and all. That's insane. This is like the fastest Ags I've seen on Fort Tabby. Oh, Night Stalker in the trees. You can see Zephyr with the ult. He's not really going to connect on much here. Only a couple ticks. You can see the Aeon Disc picked up by Kaka. It does proc, so won't have that for this upcoming fight. And Emo has the Gleipnir, by the way, so disable several heroes now. Looks like they're just resetting into a potential Roche take here. But with that Ags Gush, it is quite annoying to fight into, no doubt about it. Close space here. There's the Gleipnir up. 23 Savage has to pop BKB and Silver Edge, and now that they know that's down, that is an open fight here potentially for IG. Emo, he pops his BKB though. Focusing on Whitemon for now. Doesn't really have much damage to speak of though, as Cuckoo is initiated on by JT, looking for the Doom target potentially, but Cuckoo has to pop that and back away for now. Searing Chains from afar. Again, Emo just doing so much, creating so much havoc from afar right now. And Cuckoo looks to be the first to die in this engagement. Does have his buyback though. They're gonna get tied as well. He did have Ravage, but still has the buyback in addition. So we'll see if they end up trying to defend Roche here. And that's one. Pretty sure you likely just gonna go for this. And all he does have his Ags now. Is this the fastest one you've ever seen?
It's a part about it? I don't know.
It's not. Oh, we got the finger of death on the 2. Oh my god, 23 Savage takes a tumble. No buyback to speak of. And that means it's a 5v4 advantage despite the buybacks coming out from T1. And they lose Whitemon again. That is a dieback. So this is a free Roche. That's going to be Aegis. That's going to be Shard. And that's likely going to be game.
That was such a quick jump too. Like, in the lore of like Satan or Lucifer or whatever, does he like to gamble or something?
Oh boy, we're gonna have to hold that thought as 23 Savages. Refresher was used. Double Shivas.
He got mauled.
We'll have to ask Slacks. I believe that he worships Satan.
Doom also has a voice line that says, "I gambled, you lost," right? Like maybe it's because it's a sin or something or whatever.
Yeah, like when the devil comes down and there's a lot of movies about that where somebody bets their soul.
Right.
So maybe
so level dev is based on that?
I don't know. It's an old mechanic they wanted to bring back. Understandable as T1.
You need to come up with that spell first.
That's true.
Oh, Kaka. Yeah. Nothing's happening.
Ollie gets his ult off, and you can see that his Ags is doing almost nothing.
Yep, that's what happens when nobody takes damage.
Yeah, that's true. And this is going to be Mega Creep, so IG going to take this 2-0.
No, it's not, Shannon. There's still a range barracks top.
My mistake, guys. I forgot that range barracks.
Surely it will not be taken in the next 30 seconds.
30 seconds to take it out. Will they do it? That's the big question of the game. No question of who's going to win the game in the end. And there's the Mega Creeps. It's going to be an eventual GG, you would think. Trying to create as much space as possible as Whitemon gets off his Ravage onto 3. It's zipped back in by Carl. Wi-Fi just able to get his ult off in time, and we'll get the trade very easily there. And already at half HP with that Scotty now in tow. Blink Dagger as well. So you're just going to hold out as long as possible. I mean, it is TI, so understandable. You never know. If they dive your fountain 10 times, come back.
Maybe T1 predicted longest game of the tournament to be 40 to 50. And they got there now. Then you could call it now.
Yeah. Maybe they can hold on another 10 minutes.
Very bold prediction.
If this was a pub game, it wouldn't end anytime soon, that's for sure. Oh, Carl jumps in, wants the kill really bad in line. Looks like he's going to be able to get it, so Kaka takes a tumble. 23 Savage gets off the Eclipse, but there's a whole bunch of creeps there to tank it up, and GG is finally called. So IG take it 2-0. Overall, pretty convincing.
Yep.
But T1, you know, a little bit sloppy from their side, but you can see the potential.
For sure. I think this game more so than the last one. This time the lanes went better, and honestly for me, the moment in this game that really cost them the most is when they tried to Roche without Ravage and Dark Ascension, right? They end up losing 2 or 3 heroes, and they lose that Aegis, and it just gives a much better